One set.
Camera rolling.
Sound, the good, the bad, and the just plain standard. Take one. Salut.
Hey.
All right.
Welcome back to the Good, the Bad, and the Just Plain Standard podcast, where we provide you with our informed opinions on movies we watched together. We are your hosts,
Adam.
Anouk.
and Yann. Today is all about, well, not a movie, a festival. The Raindance Film Festival, which happens every year and has been happening for the last 25 years, every end of September and beginning of October. So, a film festival. Why do you usually go to a film festival as a filmmaker?
Well, usually it's the way to get your film nominated for a BAFTA or an Oscars, you have to have entered one festival, right?
Well, good point. There are different types of festivals. So you've got the major ones,
of course,
like Cannes, Berlin, Los Angeles. They have markets that go on at the same time, like major markets. And you've got the mini major, like Raindance. You've got the City Film Festival, like Edinburgh, and the genre festivals like Thrive Fest. So yeah, the idea is to get your film bought and basically distributed. And also,
of course,
you get reviews and interviews, and hopefully, if you've been nominated, at least win an award.
Ooh.
Yes.
Sounds good.
So why? Well, that's the very first film festival I've been to. Why Raindance? Thanks to Patrick Tucker again. Because when after he left, I investigated his work online, and I found out about this podcast he was doing, and also that he's tutor at Raindance. So basically, the course that he did with us happens at Raindance a few times a year. Also, his hands-on directing course.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, which is 2 days, 3 times a year, I think it was. So that's
That sounds interesting.
Yes, after that I went to their, what they call the Taster Day in January. So they pretty much explained what it was all about. The fact that it's also, it Raindance, so it's a festival, but it's also started in 92 as a film school. And the year after that, it went on to become, well, it was made to be a festival, but it took a year, and it became a festival. It's now one of the mini major. And you talked about Oscars, right?
Yeah.
Some festivals are, well, you get your stuff there, automatically qualifies for, it's like a segue, like a trampoline towards the Oscars.
Ooh.
Yes, Raindance is one. And,
I can imagine that, yeah.
I keep hearing every time Yann says mini-mate, was it?
Mini major.
I just hear Beanie Baby. Love Beanie Babies.
I do too. Interesting.
Who doesn't love a Beanie Baby?
They are yummy.
No, that's yummy.
Oh no, I'm thinking about jelly babies now.
No.
Jelly beans?
Oh, jelly beans.
Jelly beans.
No, I mean
jelly
like the cuddly
babies.
toys.
You mean the cuddly toys? Sorry. Yes.
Okay.
I used to collect them.
It would have been weird if you collected jelly babies.
Yes, I have all of them. Anyway. Mini major, yes.
So the best way, as Elliot Grove, the founder, described the way to get your film into that specific Raindance festival is to make sure you have extreme topics, extreme filmmaking, and extremely entertaining.
That is tough.
Yeah. They have loads of submissions every year. This year was like more than 10,000.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, and they only programmed around 200 plus some VR experiences and some web series.
So I mean, even if you're nominated, that's an amazing achievement.
Even if you get through that,
Yeah.
you're one of the 200 that make it through 1,000.
Yeah, I wonder how it works, like how many they kind of vet through
Recently,
each increment.
I saw somebody had posted their short film that they were like, oh, after 7 years of being denied for a film festival, I'm putting this out. And I watched it and I'm like, I'm not surprised why you didn't get selected for a film festival.
Ouch.
No, it was just plain standard. And we explained this in the Shaun of the Dead episode, what the just plain standard tag is. I mean, I'd seen it before and this didn't add anything new, you know?
I mean, if you expect to go to Raindance, a mini major is quite a big deal. So if you expect to start with that, I mean, Isolani was in the official selection, so it was there among the 200 and also nominated for Best UK Feature.
Highly deserved, I have to say.
Oh, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's very good.
Very strong, very strong.
I'll just like to start things off by something, a beef I have. So Raindance, the whole point, and it's well described into Elliot Grove's low to no budget filmmaking, is with a budget of 10,000, you can pretty much make your feature, and you've got your feature, you're set. That's actually what Paul used for Conman. He used that book, and he had loads of help to actually get the whole thing finished and things. Yeah, so this is the Independent. So that's the celebration of independent filmmaking. And it has been that was the 25th year now. They have an opening ceremony, which is pretty much you're in a cinema room and there is a movie being showed. And right before a full feature, and right before that you've got a short. This year was a short called Game, which was sponsored, produced, and, supported by the Weinstein Company.
Oh.
Which is extremely not independent. So that's first. That short won the best short of the festival. It will probably win a short film Academy Award, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because Weinstein is pretty much your key into awards. If you want an Oscar, you got to be good with those guys. Anyway, the problem I have with that is the casting. It didn't work. There is a twist, and it just doesn't work because you see it coming right from the second the thing starts.
That's not a twist then. That's terrible.
I mean, there is a similar it's a gender thing, right? I won't say more because the same kind of twist idea is being put forward in another movie, which is called Apricot Groves, which is set into the background of the Apricot.
The fruit?
Yeah, Apricot Groves. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Set into the background of the Armenian and Armenian-Iranian different of cultures. Mm-hmm. So there's this guy who has this brother who's getting married, and they are meeting the parents and the families, and you've got something you've got some foreshadowing, just like some foreshadowing you see when it happens. And then you're still surprised before the end, but like in Isolani, you pretty much saw stuff, and then in the end you were still surprised, but you knew. In this one, it's like The Sixth Sense. You see stuff, but you're not sure. And when it ends, the actual twist makes you see the whole thing in a completely different way. It was just great. And it's...
Sounds good.
Oh, yes. Very good. Very good. So, yeah, basically, Game. I have issues with this one. So, basically, we went there. And we actually went, shitload of us. The three of us went there to support someone.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did. We supported some people that
we worked with
last year. Are we naming people?
So, Isolani, what was that about, and how did you feel, given the fact that we actually worked with Paul before?
Yes, we did also work with the director.
On other projects, but yeah.
Yeah. And spoken to. I mean, he came to our showcase, which was amazing. So yeah, this film was Isolani, which is, I believe, a chess move, where I think it's basically the pawn makes his way through the chessboard.
I think it's the white queen isolated with the red pawns or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like this.
So basically, someone that you wouldn't expect pretty much making it through very scary and horrible situations, and you don't really see it coming. And it's kind of like that. It's basically a very young mum, who witnesses a murder outside her bedroom window, and she basically plays everyone against each other. I mean, I'm not really sure how to explain this without spoiling anything, but
yeah, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Shouldn't spoil a movie that hasn't even come out yet.
No, she pretty much plays everyone against each other, and in a very subtle, nice way. I mean, she has good intentions, and she's definitely, the main protagonist. Like, you like her. Very endearing, strong acting.
Yeah.
Very just, it was just very good.
And the Q&A was very nice also.
Yes, there was a Q&A afterwards.
Yeah, it was one of the longest Q&A because I've attended quite a few during it's 12 days, I think, something like that.
Yann was at work.
Busy boy. Busy with those Beanie Babies.
It was one of the longest Q&As, like 40 minutes or something. It's just, yeah, very nice.
That's a good sign, I'm sure. It was very interesting. And it was also really nice to watch a film surrounded by the people that made it and cared about it. And, you know, there were some scenes and there were definitely some people that were popular, so they got more whoops than other people. And obviously there were like, for example, you wouldn't exactly woo certain people just because of the scene. Like, I mean, we know that we had friends in it, but just because of the scene and the fact that it was such a tense time that they came on, you wouldn't whoop that scene because you were so immersed in the film. Like,
even though there was some of that at some point.
Yeah, there was.
well, yes, even though, and I kind of disagreed with that, but that's just me. Practically, I feel like if it's not needed, like maybe don't. But it was like a private, I mean, you know, everyone there worked on it or was in it or were friends of people, which made me even more angry that there were people on their phone.
Yes. The young blonde syndrome. Yeah.
Were they on Snapchat?
I mean, I don't know. I tried to cut it out immediately when I saw it. I was like, I'm not getting involved.
I mean, it was also the world premiere, actually. So
yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, so
big
it was
big deal.
Very nice. Yeah.
Very, and it must have been. I don't know why you would come to a premiere like that without wanting to see the film or being at least interested in the Q&A or filmmaking or whatever. So I'm guessing that she was like a girlfriend or a wife or a whatever family member of someone that invited her.
Assumptions. We don't know.
I'm assuming, but it's just silly because, you know, this isn't just, even though we hate it when it's just the cinema, but when it's an actual premiere that, you know, everyone there worked on it, for God's sake.
Use the world for them for, yeah.
Yeah, and they work their bloody asses off and you can't get off your phone. I mean, it's so disrespectful. Anyway.
Yeah, Isolani in the end didn't get the best UK feature.
No,
I stayed until I went to the awards. I was rooting for Isolani up until the end. But the one who won was the more political thingy with the Calais Jungle. Still a narrative feature, not a documentary, but yeah. There was also another one in the same category called Eddie, which didn't win that Best UK Feature award. But when I went to see it, at the end, Elliot Grove came to actually deliver a special award that they only had delivered 3 times, like the Spirit of Raindance Award. Because basically, there's this old woman played by Sheila Hancock, just incredible 83-year-old, who did the whole, this just incredible actress who actually went on to climb that Sylvan mountain. So the story is, she never traveled. She always wanted to travel in her life, but she married and her husband had a stroke and she had for 20 years to attend to him. And at one point he died. And then she decided to actually go and visit the world, well, to visit that, because she had from her father a postcard with that mountain on that. So she decided to go there.
Aww.
And it's very like the Spirit of Raindance is like whatever the obstacles, get your movie done. And the Spirit of Raindance here, whatever the obstacles, she went on to actually climb that mountain in the movie, and the actress also did that. Sheila Hancock, very, very impressive.
That's amazing.
Very
good on her.
Yeah, it was very, very good. Also, another one I'd like to single out, a Spanish movie called Melocotones, Peaches. So every year they deliver an award. It's a film of the festival. Last year it was the film called Zen Dog, which I'm not sure what it's about, but I think it's like kind of an initiatic voyage of some guys. And, well, anyway, the guy who gets this award is tasked to do next year's trailer. So the trailer we've seen was done by a guy called Rick Darge, a guy from Los Angeles, who did this Zen Dog last year. He did the trailer. So the Spanish guy who won for Peaches this year will do next year's trailer.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Actually, I'm glad I went to see Peaches because it was at the same time as the second screening of Isolani. There was like a gap between, so I went to see Isolani again, but only the second half because of Peaches. So it's basically a sci-fi, retro sci-fi, independent, very, very smartly designed around time paradox. Very, very confusing. Well, but very, very nice. Yeah, peaches. So I would definitely write that in your tablets or into the volumes of your brain somewhere. Because,
Yes.
Melocotones, peaches. So, do you have anything to say now?
I think it was a strange experience going, especially because I didn't really know what to expect of a film festival at all. I know Yann has as part of the Raindance, you have a package or something that you opt for, and you get a bit more out of it. And you can. Did you get to see everything for a reason? Like, were the movies free in that package? Or
no, so it's a premium. So you've got the standard festival pass. Raindance is, I said, a festival, but you can also be a member, 50 quid a year, and you get access to loads of stuff, including the online courses,
That's right.
with Elliot Grove, and you've got really, really nice discounts on the festival. So instead of 200, I had the premium pass for 149, which included, just like the standard one, all the, one ticket per showing. So I could technically go see everything. In addition to that, I had access to the opening night and the after party, the awards ceremony, a ticket for the VR arcade, which is a 28 quid value.
Oh.
Well, I didn't realize I had access to the awards, so I booked my VR at the same time. So in the end, I actually didn't go, but I know for next time. And, the VR arcade, basically all the VR experiences in competition are displayed there. So it's a big room and you've got those headsets and stuff. And also access to the closing ceremony. So it was, it was a good deal. I only took time to, I think I've seen 25 movies.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah,
Been
25.
busy.
Yeah, 20, including the industry events, because as it's also a school, they had some nice master classes. There was a location manager, a former location manager who now works into a company who makes in contact location managers and city councils and stuff. So explaining what the whole location managing stuff was about was interesting.
That's cool.
That's cool. Very cool.
There were also some people involved into transforming books into screenplays and produce movies out of that, from book to film. That was a very interesting panel. Another one, they had some, they were wondering if short films are calling cards for features. I don't remember talking about this before, but we talked about Mama. It was a short, then became a feature.
Yeah, like the first Saw movie as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So?
I know one of the shorts is just the scene with Amanda with a bear trap. I mean, they made that to try and sell the movie. There is a short, which is just that scene. Cool. And that was their pitch to the studios, we want to make a full version of this. This would be a scene from it. And then they went, yeah, okay. Lo and behold, seven a franchise later.
Very nice. I don't remember if I talked about this, but on Vimeo, all the executives in LA are watching the staff picks. That's how the guy who did the Kong Skull Island got found.
Oh,
so you had many staff picks and some other projects on the side, and bim, Hollywood gave him Kong Skull Island.
Oh my god!
And I don't remember what he's doing next, but it's pretty amazing. I think I remember. Yeah,
that's an insane direction for your career to go into.
Also, on opening night, the movie, which was really lovely movie from a. It was Japanese? I don't remember. Well, it's they have to attract people to go see movies because, film festival not necessarily it's independent and it's it might appear too cerebral or whatever. They had some big actors come. There was Josh Hartnett, who was one of the, not even the lead, but he had a part in the opening movie. And I'm talking about this one specifically because it was a short at first called Oh Lucy, and then they made it into a feature that actually opened Raindance.
Oh wow.
Very nice story of an aged woman who, just go investigate Oh Lucy. You'll probably find the short and look for the distribution because it's coming. It's coming. Oh Lucy. Very nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I have also others industry stuff interesting? Oh yeah, some VR talk from Facebook 360.
Ooh.
Yeah, talking about 360 sound. So it was interesting to us.
Yes. That is something very interesting.
And I'll just end with Barrage, which is a French film
Ooh.
with Isabelle Huppert.
Aha!
And it's
Very nice.
so that's interesting because this one was either in 4:3 or in 1:1. The format was really weird. It was, yeah, I think it's probably 4:3 because 1:1 is it was very interesting because I identified, I think it was last year, why I have a ginger fetish.
Yes.
Yes, and that is because of that woman.
Right, okay.
Isabelle Huppert. In one of her very early movies called Les Valseuses, which is very not safe for work. She just has a very, very small role, but she's, I'll put a picture and you'll see what I mean. And what was very impressive during Raindance is so in that movie, Barrage, her daughter is also in that movie, and she looks exactly like her. Like she's 33, Lolita Shama, she's called. And
nice
I mean,
name.
it's you would expect like if you're marrying someone, you have kids, like you would have a mix of both parents into the children, you know? Well, the daughter is just exactly like her mother at her age. It's just wow.
Amazing.
Yes, I noticed some themes coming out, like in filmmaking, the creative use of mirrors.
Okay.
Like in at least like 10 films, including Isolani.
Yes, that's true.
There is, in Apricot Groves, there is one scene. It's just incredibly, so it's, mirrors and long take. So you've got a fixed frame. On the right side of the frame, you've got the mirror who is reflecting. So when the brother doing stuff, and you've got I don't know how to explain that. Well, you'll have to go see it. But it was just like 5 minutes and it's just beautiful. And it's not moving. The only thing that's moving is in the mirror. So you see one of the...
Right.
Very, very, very nice.
Sounds like you saw some interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. It makes me sad that we didn't go for the whole thing. Maybe next year.
I know, honestly, I didn't even think about doing that. I've never thought of going to a film festival for the whole thing. But, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And just go and see as much as possible. Like, that's a really good idea. Next time, for sure.
Well, actually, it's quite expensive. Well, I mean, with all the food and the stuff in London for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
I ended up a bit like, what was that? Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
no, sounds it.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, do you want to talk about anything specifically?
It's hard to talk about because we would talk about Isolani, but it's difficult because it's not out yet at all anywhere. So
Yeah.
I would like to. I think we should revisit Isolani when it comes out.
Yeah,
Or if we get any news about it, you know?
Yeah.
What we'll say about it is that it's one of the rare films I've seen that actually emphasises being in Glasgow.
Yeah, which was nice, because...
It was nice to see something that was Scottish, you know, and it wasn't just like, oh, it's Scotland because it's the Highlands. Like, no, it's a city in Scotland.
Oh, yeah, and also, well, you've seen during the Q&A, Rory, who was the guy during hosting the panel.
Yes, yeah.
When he heard crime drama in Glasgow, it was like, oh, God. I'll have to lie. I'll have to lie and say I liked it. And he loved it, and I actually ended up in one of the nights in a bar with him and Patrick. Ooh.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And he really genuinely liked the film. Yeah.
Excellent. That sounds like a great night. Yeah, there were just so many amazing, intelligent, amazing people there. I think just the experience of doing, I mean, we were only there for one night going to see the film, like had a drink beforehand, and obviously the cast were doing the press
The red carpet
photos and all this stuff, and they'd all come like dressed up. Like, it didn't feel like, you know, there wasn't like a red carpet, and it didn't seem kind of over the top, and it was really chilled out. And what was nice is that you didn't feel like you shouldn't be there, or it was like upper, you know, it wasn't for you because you're a member of the public. Do you know what I mean? Like, it didn't seem like there was a disconnect. Like, everyone was talking. Yeah.
But those events, mostly the red carpet stuff happened just before the premieres, and you had to I took a picture at one point when J.K. Simmons was there, so he came for also. I'm Not Here. Very nice movie. Well, actually, hopefully you won't pick this one. I left Adam with a few used tickets. So Adam, just pick one. So I can't talk about everyone.
The Constitution.
Oh, so that's the winning movie.
Oh, what a pick.
No way! You
Yes.
picked the winning movie?
This one got
The Oscar goes to...
This one got best screenplay, best performance, and best Directing, I think. I don't remember, but it was 3 awards. Yes,
That's
it's a background of the Serbians and Croatians.
Oh, God.
Yes, so
Wow.
it's a professor who likes to cross-dress, and he has a neighbor who is a cop who is about to go to this constitution test, because in order to, I don't remember if it's to remain into the force or to, so basically is not of the right Serbian Croatian, if, I don't remember which is which, I'm sorry. As he is not of the correct nationality, he has to prove that he knows the constitution. Just like you've got here in the UK, citizenship test and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So he can stay in the force, he has to pass this stuff. And the professor who cross-dresses helps him. And this policeman and his wife, there's very interesting character interaction. It's all speculative, I think. So it's not coming from a book or anything. So it won 3 prizes. Yeah, the thing you have to know about the jury. So there were some big names in the jury this year. So you had Sean Bean, you had Spud.
Ewan Bremner.
Thank you. And you had Patrick Tucker.
Yes.
Yeah, so I realized that they don't watch the 200. So Patrick Tucker, for instance, he watched movies in certain categories. So he watched the Constitution. And
So you didn't get to see Isolani, though?
No, he didn't. So the Constitution, it won 3 awards.
Well deserved, do you think?
Well, yeah, I think, yeah. It's not for everyone. I mean, the fact that it's in another language with subtitles will rebuff anyway.
A lot of the audience, yeah. Which is a shame.
What's that category called at the Oscars, Anouk, that it would be nominated for? Throw back to episode 2.
Yeah, was it the foreign or
foreign film?
Non-English speaking or?
Best film
yes. We don't call it foreign film anymore because it's kind of
best
racist,
film,
actually.
not in the English language.
Not in the English language, yes.
And one last probably called Black Hollow Cage, a sci-fi, which is made by a Spanish guy, but with mostly British actors. And when asked in the Q&A why British, well, because they're the best in the world, so...
Nice one.
This one was nominated also for Best Film, Best Performance. The lead is 14, and it's just, the performance is just out of this world.
Wow.
It's also a time thing, not paradox that much, but there's some crossovers. Well, I don't say anything, just when it comes out, Black Hollow Cage or follow on social media, it's just, it has some elements of Ex Machina. And 2001 it was a monolith, so rectangle. This one is a cube. I forgot to ask the director, but if he was also aware of Gantz, there's a black sphere. So the movies with black metallic objects. So
Right.
I did ask him about long takes because there are some beautiful ones in there.
Really?
And so
I quite like long takes now that I'm aware of them.
Yann has introduced us to a whole brand new world.
Yeah. I'd also like to share, probably for people who want to go to Raindance in the future, some ideas, or maybe I was too silly not to see that before or whatever. I would probably have checked the schedule in advance for movies I might like, especially the Q&As, because some of them, they had the Q&As for the first screening, some other ones the second screening, like the Barrage with Isabelle Huppert's daughter was on the second screening. Oh, sorry. Isabelle Huppert's daughter was on the first screening, so I missed it, which I would probably have not been able to contain myself being in love and stuff, Also check events happening at the same time in the area, because I talked about Isabelle Huppert, but there was also Liv Tyler doing a Q&A with Kit Harington on one of the days where I was not busy. Like two blocks away at the BAFTA building, because they're doing, the BBC is doing it's called Gunpowder, so it's kind of a Guy Fawkes TV drama.
Yes.
So they were doing a Q&A for that.
It's so annoying.
That's when I decided to resurrect the website, Liv Tyler website.
Yes.
And because in the About the webmaster in there, it said like, what I want to achieve in life, become an actor. So that's working now. It took a while, but now it's happening. And meet Liv Tyler. Almost got there for a second. Almost
got there. Next time.
Yes, I even named a star after her. You know those services they used to have a long time ago, like International Star Registry?
You can buy a star for something.
Yes.
So there is,
Oh, bless.
the day of her birthday, the 1st of July 2000, I've got a star which is located around Ursa Major somewhere, so very close to that big bear.
Yeah.
Aww.
Big softy, Yann. Yann is really just a big beanie baby.
He is a beanie baby.
Beanie babies.
And one other thing, even if just an actor, bring business cards.
Yes, we need to get those done. I think that's a really good idea because you know what? You keep on bumping into people and they're like, oh, well, give me your card. And you're like, can I just write down my email address? And then it just gets messy and so much easier to just, here you go. And I know that we were told by our coach that maybe business cards might not be a good idea because obviously if a casting director wants you, they will come to you. Like, do not kind of go up to them and say, here you go, because they won't contact you out of the blue. But now that I've been in the industry a little bit, I kind of think that even when you're like out at a bar and you meet someone who's a podcaster or a director or an up and coming this or a that or an actor or just wants to know who the hell you are, it's so much easier to just be like, here you go. And it's so professional and it's easy and it's
very much how you do it.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're like, hi, here's my business card, I'm like, all right, piss off.
Yeah, no.
But if you're like, oh, I'd like to know more, it's like, I've got a business card.
Here you go.
If you'd like it.
Yeah,
of course. A few guys that I met and I left with a few business cards. Well, the thing is, we are in a specific situation because I just didn't realize I should take some, but I have acting business cards. But we can basically add the fact that we are also producers and writers.
And broadcasters.
Yeah, slash. Yeah. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, man.
Okay. One of the specificities of Raindance is so they have standard filmmaking movies. So that's the awards for this. I think it was last year or 2 years ago, introduced VR. So they also have awards for VRs. And I'm pretty sure because it's a mini major, so it's a pretty massive festival. They must be the only one in the world to actually have a web fest. So the Webfest and also awards for this. So it's not the same award ceremony of the two other ones, but still there is one. I'd like to single out 4 of them who actually won. Well, it's not singling out if there are 4, but
shout out.
Yeah. Bruce, which is the one we started to watch one episode.
Very, very good.
It's a pirate comedy, like kind of funny writing. 2 French ones who won for best writing. One about a mute singer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Jezebel it's called. I watched the first episode. It's well produced and it's very, that's cute. It's cute. Il revient quand Bertrand, which is just...
Is that French?
Yes.
That was a joke.
Yeah, I don't get those. You don't
No.
They get lost in translation.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand it.
Il revient quand Bertrand, which was just described as... Right.
Stop it. Okay. Sorry.
It was just Bertrand on the program.
Okay.
I have an issue with this one in the fact that there are no English subtitles. So they are missing on many, many potential viewers because it's very, very smart writing. Very, very smart writing. Yeah. I'll see if I can do because now...
Translate it for us, yeah.
No, YouTube. Now you can actually add your own translations and stuff.
Is it produced by Parisians?
Oh.
Because they don't even attempt to speak English.
Yeah.
When they're like, they know full well that you're like, you don't speak French, but fuck you. Sorry, that was a terrible joke at your nationality's expense.
I don't know, like my brother said, we
aren't French. We aren't Parisians.
We fled. We left.
We left.
And please like PLS like.
The Facebook page. The Good Bad and the Just Played Standard at facebook.co.uk.
Stop it.
No, that one got the best UK web series, I think it was. Produced by, so this one, PS Like, is produced by BBC 3. Mm-hmm. Jezebel is produced by France Télévisions. Mm-hmm. And Il revient quand Bertrand is produced by Arte, which is a French-German channel in France. So 3 of those are channel produced, but still web series.
Excellent.
P.S. Please Like is a mockumentary about how to make a YouTube channel.
Fun.
Yes.
That sounds good.
I mean, web series like Con Man started as a web series.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard from a lot of people that it's a really good way of kind of going it, like either make your own work or get involved in a web series if you can, because it's a really good way, because they obviously like take people that are unknown and it's all a little bit indie and kind of cool, but they can like get good people behind it or looking at it or
also awards, you know that
right.
Alan Tudyk and Mindy Sterling, both big roles in Con Man, they were nominated for the Primetime Emmy Awards for the best
really
lead role in a comedy a weird category.
Yeah.
And
It's like a multimedia sort of thing.
the person who won, a guy who's been in another web series with only 6 episodes and he won an Emmy.
Jeez.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I mean, if you're good, you're good. Doesn't matter where you are.
I know, it's true. And this is why you should never be a snob and look down on anything.
I'm
you
not
know,
doing-
do everything. Do as much as you can.
Oh, I'm not doing a YouTube short.
Yeah, I'm
Sucks
not
to be
doing a
you.
web series.
Sucks to be you, nerd.
Yeah.
Apparently sci-fi gets you places.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah.
Not with women.
Oh, dear.
It doesn't get you into knickers.
No. Exactly.
Hey, baby, you want to come and watch it?
No, I don't.
Hey, babe. No, what's that? Imagine that on your Tinder profile. I'm into web series, isn't that? Just like, where would you go? It's like, oh, so what do you do in your spare time? Oh, I watch web series. Hello? You still there? Oh, she's gone offline. She must have just gone to bed.
Yeah.
I'll message her in the morning.
Maybe she's watching a web series.
Yeah, she's maybe she's gone for a shower. Yeah, well, we'll see.
I watch web series. Yeah, okay. But and I act in web series. Yeah, okay.
And I got an Emmy. Oh, really?
Oh.
That's how I started in web series in France.
Yes, you did. You did.
Before Con Man, the biggest web series in France, I was involved in with just like actually Con Man, a crowdfunding. So I didn't get the line on this one, but you can see my face.
They're lost, man.
You can see my face multiple times in there. Like, I mean, if you Con Man, you get a DVD or something with a commentary, and
They mentioned you. I've seen this.
Yes. It's like, because the day I was there, Nathan Fillion was not there. So I didn't see, me and Christy share this love for Nathan Fillion, right? And he was not there because they created the show, both of them. But in the commentary, like, Alan is there. Oh, what's the name of that guy again? And there's the producer, PJ, in the background, like, Yann! And they say, yeah, Yann, it was great. Oh, yeah, he came all the way from France. Whoa! Yeah, from Paris. Well, not really, but...
Close enough.
Whatever, I'll take it. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Yay! See, again, Yann just stole the show. He did the
doing
same
it
at our
ever
course,
since,
you
yeah.
know. It was just like, no one heard about it. No one heard about it. No one. Then the last few really important months, it was just like, do you know what? All of you worked so well. I don't know why I made Mark American just then, but
I quite like how Yann started.
Yann stole the show.
Yann
though.
started off this podcast series with just like a really terrible sort of mic, being very quiet, not saying much. And now he's just commanded the Raindance episode.
Yeah, see, that's what he does, guys. You've got to watch this guy. You've got to watch it. He comes here with his wine.
Comes over.
Here.
They come over here.
Taking our podcast.
They steal our podcasting time.
Taking our web series.
Chatting up our ginger women. I'm not having it.
I just can't help that. I'm sorry.
Amazing. Perfect.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, so definitely hasn't been in my repertoire before, but now nearly every film festival, any festival in general, will definitely be a part of my thing to do. Because
there was also I just went there as a tourist, like a kind of a premium VIP tourist, but now we'll just to test waters, but we'll try it very soon when we actually release some stuff other than this podcast, which takes a longer time.
Next thing we're shooting is I'm directing a short called I don't know what the working title at the moment is I Thought This Would Make You Happy. It basically features myself and Anouk. Anouk's been away on a business trip or something. Well, it's not finite details. She's been away for a while, and I've cleaned up the house and I've made her a little treat in our living room, which is essentially a shrine to our relationship. And it's just the idea of like, this makes me happy and I think it would make you happy, but does it actually make... You know, when you get given a gift and somebody's so excited to give it to you and you open it and it's the worst thing you've ever seen in your life and you don't... How do you go about... How do you make that other person happy and not feel like a piece of shit?
You know what? There's one big spirit of Raindance thing also Elliot talks about always. Well, it's not very radiophonic, but you see that 3 fingers?
Yeah.
Like, stop wanking and actually do the stuff. Like, you've got this movie in your head, you've got this script, just do it, and then, well, don't announce. Like, you know I mean, not about...
Shut the fuck up, Adam.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
in the fact that we're all like, yeah, I'm a filmmaker. Oh, well, what have you been doing? Oh, well, I have this project, and yeah, okay, well,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. And
But yeah, we're on good tracks anyway. So it's just thanks to Elliot, I stopped completely announcing stuff up until before they are actually like did podcast. We started announcing it when we actually had episodes in the can.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
it
like-
was an idea. We did a test for it, and then
right, and also
boom,
you've
we're out.
written the
Screenplays out.
you've the dialogue.
Yeah, it's all.
So it's not like
ready
it's
to go.
not
It's just
happening.
finding the time to do it now.
Yeah, I think for a long time. So I've been writing my play for most of this year, and there were long periods of time where I didn't go back to it because it's hard. And doing something hard and also not having deadlines and it all being self-motivated is really difficult. And like you kind of, and maybe this is why, you know, things like film festivals and these kind of independent, things are really good to go to because it makes you realize like there are so many people out there that do the same thing and they're self-motivated. They have no money. They have no this. They have like, you know, all these obstacles and they were able to do it. And even though, you know, we're still starting out, like it doesn't mean that you can't be, you know, in the same boat in the next few years.
It really is coming up for a year since we founded Milk and a Wineglass, and we've produced 2 show reels, and we've started a podcast. You know, so it's been a good year, good
Yeah,
start.
I mean, it's been productive.
Yeah, and we're
Setbacks and finding out, you know, where we stand and who we are and who's involved and all that stuff. You have to do as a company.
Yeah, of course. And we are managing to be pretty consistent with the podcast.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, even stuff like this, it's like a dialogue and, you know, it's fun, but there's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of research, like, you have to think about it like it's work as well as pleasure. And I mean, we're lucky because we're able to do things that we love and like not many people get to do that.
Yeah.
Yes, and people are listening to us once again. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's the big.
That's amazing.
We go up on it about it a bit, not even too much. It's like you don't want to be like, oh, I'm so like crying, but it is. You think that I'm never going to be like blown away by the fact that people listen to you, but it does. Like every time an episode launches and you wake up and you see people have listened to it, and you're like, bloody hell.
We didn't have any kind of expectation.
No,
either
we didn't,
good or
no.
bad.
No, none at all.
So
I mean, I was happy with 10 listens and like we're coming up to 500. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. It's just very exciting. And also it's nice because it's like the first thing that we've all kind of done, but like since we graduated, and it's nice to know that the one thing that we did has done really well. And that's such good motivation to like keep going and do whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it's like, where the hell are we going to be in a year's time? Like, and it's exciting to think. It's, you know, like
Right.
people get scared, like, oh, in a year's time, what's going to happen? For us, we're like, yeah, a year's time, we'll be at London
Wow.
Podfest. You know?
Yeah.
Hopefully, have a booth,
that
get
would be-
have a panel.
Oh,
Because-
that's another level.
which shows a topic which never runs out. Movies, there are always new
There's always
releases.
movies.
Well, that's very true.
Do you know what I look forward to one day is like when we review a movie that one of us is in or has been involved in. And we're like, well, funny you should ask about this one because
We have a guest speaker. Yeah, I mean, that's just dream come true, man.
If we've not become prima donnas by the time this happens.
we'll be
I'm
like
too good for this.
we'll be like Oasis. I'll be like, yeah, I hate Yann.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
me-
It's like, guys, please don't fight again.
There's this old alliance, but it's just paper, you know, and it's like 1400s, who cares?
It's actually as valuable as the Belgian and UK scrap of paper that went to war for, you know? It's unwritten rules. No, I can see us. I look forward to when we have to re-record episode 0 for episode 100. I look forward to watching that film again because, you know, as more of this podcast and the more people listen, the more episodes we do, you know? Like at the moment we're doing Horror Month, it'll just finish, but this time this episode comes out, we'll have done 5 or 6, 5. Including this one 6, but like 5 episodes a month. So, you know, there's times where we're doing more than just 1 a week. That's exciting for us. Hi.
Yes, as we said earlier, the absolute minimum is 2 a month. But yeah, when we have specific times and
yeah.
And
I think it'll be rarely that there'll be ones that are just 2 a month. That'll be if one of us is off filming or doing something important. And there might be a point that like if Yann's away and me and Anouk are like, right, it's just us this week.
Yeah, or Yann can Skype us.
Yeah, oh yeah, the software.
Yeah, we can use that stuff again, but we'll need to do something different because with my brother editing it, like, as no one had headphones to actually listen. At some point he was talking while we were also talking, so we'll have to do the same, the kind of editing, you know, like stuff.
Yeah.
And
that's tough, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah. In terms of info about us, we just started some series on Instagram. I got this idea the other day, like Know Your Host Day. So I posted some, if you want to know about me, there are some pictures on Instagram. Like,
Yay!
Yes. I thought about Movie Lovers Day, something like this. So the related to movies, a photo on set, screen caps, stuff we've been involved in or not, stuff we liked or not.
Yeah.
And the Location Day, because I've traveled with the French Navy for 6 years. I was there 12, but only 6 on board ships. And I've seen some unusual places. So, yeah, I'll share some of those as in, location manager. Yeah, that's there.
Perfect.
Nice.
That is perfect. Yeah, I mean, one thing that I think I just want to put in there is like, sometimes when you go to the cinema, it seems a little bit like there is this massive disconnect between you and the people on screen. Like it just doesn't feel like real. So I think it's hard. And maybe it's the same with like when you go to like a big theater production, there's like you don't feel, it feels like that is just way too hard to get to. Like, how is that possible? How do I become that? Or like how, but what's nice about film festivals is that there's a chance for you to like see that these people are people, you know, like and sometimes you can be lucky enough to speak to them. And I think that's really nice to just like bring people together.
I'm going to tell an anecdote. I hope she doesn't mind. Catriona?
Yes.
Obviously she's one of the leads in the Isolani.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the most interesting leads because her part was originally meant to be a male, and it was through rewrite it became a female part, and it's excellent. And it's what we go on about in a couple of episodes about how if you want to do a role right, you empower the woman, and it's very much, she's a very powerful character, and it's lovely to see, and she's a fantastic actress. Yeah. But I do remember when we were walking into the screening, chatting to her, because we'd worked with her last year while training, and she's a lovely person. She's excited to get to have a drink at the bars, you know, like calm your nerves and stuff. And then I think either Yann or Yann said something about, the Q&A, and she went, better be a single gin and tonic instead of a double then.
If you have any weird acting questions.
Oh yeah, she's like, don't even try and ask, like, how'd you get into character and stuff like that.
Oh dear. No.
I think we should talk about now something you said you were going to touch on in the previous episode, the difference between stage and screen.
Yes.
We haven't done that yet.
No.
Yeah, yes.
Good point. So we've talked at length about acting on stage, the idea that you train as an actor to feel and connect with your script and understand what the subtext or the meaning. Really, it depends on who you're studying. For me, and I know for Anouk and Yann, we studied a version of Meisner, so we understand mindset, which is basically we trying to connect it to what would this scene be like to me. It's as if this was happening with me and somebody else, rather than being method of like, I have to feel like I'm going through this right now. We connect it to something, we create our own reality for it to make sense to us, and so we can have the believable action.
So we'll never get Oscars.
So we're not Daniel Day-Lewis, so, we won't.
We're not suffering enough.
No, we're not suffering enough.
Yeah, it's
Not enough, no.
It's based also on the David Mamet method.
Yes, of course.
Practical aesthetics.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
I'm reading David Mamet's essays and diary entries. It's a really good book, actually. It's as good a writer in prose as he is in fiction.
That's true or false?
No, it's a different thing.
Okay.
It's just like diary entries and stuff like that, and essays and transcripts of his speeches and stuff. It's really interesting.
When he had diarrhea. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So stage acting, there are loads of different ideologies, let's call them, or methods, like classics like James Dean and Marlon Brando training with the actor studio, and it's all over the place. There are thousands of ways, be it Brechtian or even, is it Lecoq, the movement guy? Yeah. So there are hundreds, probably thousands of different ways, and there are no right way to be an actor. Whatever gets you to the place you need to be on stage is how you do it, and there's no right way, I feel. And I'm not afraid, I know you guys aren't, to try different things if you need to do it.
Oh, well, you say always, you stole the show, but the first 6 months, I struggled.
Yeah, Yann barely spoke. He struggled to cheat, which we covered in a previous episode, which is being seen on all sides. And obviously with Yann being French and English not being his first language, it was tough too.
And projection.
Which, honestly, you wouldn't believe listening to this podcast, because Yann is clear as anything. Yeah, sure, there are words like apricot that you have to... You have to double check what Yann's actually saying, or was it Argentine?
I didn't mean
the Argentine,
yes.
yeah.
Don't cry for me, Argentine.
Don't cry for me, Argentine. Anyway.
Yeah, but you've listened to my brother. He's not bad either.
No, he's very... I was trying to work out. Unless I'd heard before the episode that your brother and you were speaking French, I'm like, Jesus, he's not French. Anyway, so there are loads of different ways. And you have to bear in mind that to be good at acting is subjective, really. You can be the most confident actor in your technique and you can do the best you can do, but there are outside factors that will play against you. The major one, of course, is casting. You cannot get yourself casted. It's in the hands of somebody else. It's impossible and self-deprecating to try and be like, I will get cast in this, because you cannot control it. It's not in your hands unless you're the casting director. It's like, cast yourself, that's fine.
Right.
But that's a big decision, like the wrong casting ruins a film. And we talk in various episodes, and we will for the length of time we do the podcast, about the casting being just right, and there are some times where they just cast them for the money. There are multiple ways you look at it. So
yeah, it's also one of the things at the base of what we studied, the Stoicism idea, the Epictetus, the idea that you just said, don't concern yourselves about things outside of your control. It would just destroy your brain.
I mean,
yeah, and your confidence. I mean, if you think about how much rejection quite a lot of creatives get, I mean, let alone actors, I'm sure artists and models and singers and dancers get this all the time as well. If you start thinking, look, I'm going to work so hard, I'm going to get the part, and you don't get it, then you're just going to blame yourself. And how can you? Because you don't know if... I mean, there have been so many times where it's already been cast before you've even auditioned.
Yeah.
And they're not even looking at you, and they just have to go through the motions, but they've already cast it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't think of it like, that's your end goal. What you can do is do the best audition that you can do. That's the best you can.
It's like us with this podcast. There are how many hundreds upon thousands of film and TV podcasts are there on iTunes?
Yeah.
Yes, not that many in the UK.
Not that many in the UK, but in the world,
yes.
there are loads.
Oh, yes.
So all we can do is be us. And I think that's what helps us with these episodes. We're confident in ourselves and what we believe in. We're not concerned with is anyone listening?
Yeah, or we're not trying to be a podcast.
We're not trying to be big.
Anything that has been before, because
we're only concerning ourselves with what we can concern with, which basically for us is what movies do we want to talk about and
what we say. Editing.
Yeah, and that's why some of our episodes go in such big tangents, because we just end up talking about anything.
We have a lot of stuff to say. I mean,
anyway, to round back to the question. So you have
1 second, sorry.
Yes.
No, to get back just before that, something Anouk said about rejection. There was a movie in there which was industry related. It's called It's Not Me, and it's a very interesting premise. It's one actress who has a twin sister who's also an actress. and she gets cast into a HBO show with Jared Leto, and they thought it was the other sister, and like basically there's an Australian show that she refused to do because the character is an albino, and she said, no, it's rude to albino, so I won't do it. The sister did it. And because of that, she got the HBO thing that the other sister also applied for.
Oh, God.
So it's the whole... Yeah, you're competing with other people, but you're even competing with your own sister.
Jesus.
Oh, that's tough.
It's called, It's Not Me, and it was very nice.
Sounds good.
So you have
it's tough, man. It's really tough.
You have all of that to bear in mind. You have all your technique in that.
Well, we had in a game last year. That helps.
Yes.
Identifying all the potential weaknesses and a critic and...
Yeah, it's all in your...
I would definitely recommend checking out actingcoachscotland.co.uk, the website, because you can get consultations with who we trained with last year, Mark, and he's very much with this inner game technique. And it is, I have to admit, it's one of the most vital things that you need as an actor, because it's a really tough gig being creative and getting your ideas out there. I don't think without inner game we would be doing this, you know?
No way. I
think
definitely wouldn't, because I've got problems with, haha, there you go. See, I've got a little stutter. So obviously when I speak, sometimes with nerves, I have, I can't focus and I break in my speech. And this is something that I've struggled with all my life. So if I allowed in a game to not allow me to do it, then I definitely wouldn't be doing this podcast. Oh my God. I was so nervous the first time that I did this. So nervous.
You'll be leading next week's episode.
I own this show.
What's the name of your inner critic again?
Oh, and the names, you give your name.
Should we share those?
Yes.
Yeah, go on, why not?
My name is Anouk.
Nyok.
Yeah,
Wow, what a name.
Name of a character in a sci-fi novel that I actually never read, but my brother brought the book years and years ago. And we had the Shih Tzu dog named like that.
Oh.
So it's most ridiculous possible.
Yeah.
So for context, whenever you hear when you hear yourself being negative to yourself in your head, like talking yourself down, these are called your inner critics, basically voices that aren't telling you things that are true, which aren't true at all.
Yeah, they're like protecting you against something that isn't there.
So my one is called Gary. Gary is quite mean to me sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are brutal.
They're horrible too.
Mine's Prunella.
Yes.
I actually talk about her a lot because I have some savage inner gaming. My God. Yeah, and I think everyone does. It's just that some people use it and some people don't. Some people, sometimes I'll say, oh God, Prunella was so awful the next day. And people would be like, oh, I don't even I don't even think about that, and it sometimes doesn't work for some people. But I know for me, it's so good to think of it as another person, because then I could just be like, shut up, Prunella. Like,
yeah. The idea is not like to confront her, just ignore her. Let's just, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Whatever, Prunella.
A silly friend just doesn't like Cassandra.
Yeah, exactly. You exactly.
So,
even though.
Anyway,
yes.
Back to the question that I'm trying to be answered for 20 minutes.
Yes.
Christopher Walken. What is it with... No, that's Jerry Seinfeld. What is it with all these questions? What are you doing? Anyway, right.
So theatre...
So you get all this mindset, you got all your techniques, you got all that. Then you're like, right, I'm a good actor. I've trained. Whack a camera in front of you. Everything goes out of the window.
Oh man, that was a tough week with Patrick Tucker.
We had Mel first, but it didn't seem that crazy when we had Mel, because we were like, okay, we can sort of like bring it down. But then Patrick brings in the technicality, which I have to say, you have to know that this is the downfall of most actors at first screen, I think, because there is a technicality to it that it's really difficult to get your head around. Like, for example, on stage, when you're trying to be it's either angry or convey intensity, you get louder and bigger gestures, where on screen, you talk faster. That's how you do it. Because if you get bigger, it doesn't look right. Because you're playing with this realm of you have to fit the screening. And the other thing is you think like, oh, the actors just know how close the shots are and all that. It's not. It's judged on how close the mic is to you. Mm-hmm. So the closer the mic is, the quieter you would get. And say the closest shots where you're just seeing somebody's face is they're whispering to each other. Like they're not even talking this loud to each other on a set.
Yeah, I mean, this is...
Yes, we are revealing Patrick Tucker's secrets, and I'm not sure we should be doing doing that.
No, of course not.
But yeah, Secrets of Screen Acting, very, very, very good.
I would recommend buying Patrick's book, which is
If you're worried about screen acting.
The Secrets of The Secrets of Screen Acting is the book.
Yes.
We'll put a link to the Amazon for that. It's well worth reading because even if
Truth in Action.
and Truth in Action, which I think we plugged that before, didn't we?
Yes.
It was down from 40 to 14. Or something.
40, yeah. just because actually, and I mean, I've read them before, but like, even if you're just nervous about it, like just reading sometimes a few pages, it just brings back the thing that, you know, like, this has happened before, you know, you're not alone in your nerves. Like, this happens all the time. And I feel like in this second half of the podcast, we're just talking to creatives now, but actually just anyone that goes through nerves, like we all do. So you're not crazy and you're not, all you have to do is do it. One quote that really helps me is, if you, now I've forgotten it. If you've, something like, if you don't go, no.
Do you want to look it up for the next episode and we can...
Yeah, I'll look it up.
We'll start it with that episode. So, I think to round off this episode...
I remembered it.
Oh, go on then. Pressure, there you go.
If you fight, you can lose. If you don't fight, you've already lost.
Very good.
Sun Tzu? No.
I'll have to look up who it was.
If you're listening to this and you are a creative and you struggle with inner game, or have you ever thought about acting at all, really?
I mean, but even if you work in the city.
Yeah, anything. If you listen for any reason, we've now created today a group on Facebook called The Good, the Bad, and the Just Plain Standard. It's a group. It's a public group. Anyone can join. That's the best way to get in, to ask us any questions, because we can reply quickly and we can put questions to you guys.
Yeah, and comments and
stuff like that. So if you ever have any queries or like just want some advice, I guess, as well, we're happy to answer. And if we can't answer fully enough, we can give you links to people that we would ask the same question to.
Of course. So that's, the Raindance episode. When we started, just like for the Fringe Festival episode, I said, it will be a short one. And
it's going to be technically 2 episodes.
Yes.
The actor guide to screen acting in confidence and the Raindance special.
Right. I mean, but I guess this is why acting is so difficult, because you have 2 sides of it. You have your technique. You have to work on that, and you have to keep learning that nearly every day. Like, you've got your voice, your movement, and your acting technique. And then also you have your nerves and your own human psychological level. Like, that's something that you have to also master, which is like important. So that's like, you've got to work kind of triple hard.
Yeah. And as always, we work triple hard to provide you with excellent podcasting.
Hey.
Yes, with grade A production.
Grade A production.
Hey!
We'll get there. One day we'll get there.
Shout out. Yeah, do we need to like add some jingles or something? Do you want some music?
Don't make fun of him. It was a good review. We always appreciate it. We're just jesting.
Yes.
I was about to sing the Moonpig jingle.
Moonpig.
.com.
Oh yeah, we can't get claimed for sponsor.
Sorry, no sponsorship.
If you've been listening to this episode, go to audible.com and use the promo code.
No, it's like I said with Craig Ferguson, just powering through the Audible ads with some crazy, if you can't read because you're jerking off, you only have one hand. It's good to listen to Audible. And stuff like that. It's like that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Which will be cut to this part. Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, that won't be in. But thank you for listening.
Thank you so
much. As always, thank you.
Yes,
thank
you
you very much.
So this has been Adam,
Anouk,
and Yann. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.